Hey, and welcome to 12 About Movies with Tyler and Todd. I'm Todd.
And I'm Tyler.
And our bosses decided that it would be a good idea to let us talk to y'all about movies and TV and things that are happening in the entertainment world. And we do it enough in the newsroom, so they said,
let's monetize it.
let's monetize that. So, and here we are.
Yep.
So we're going to be coming to you a few times a month, talking about what's new streaming, what movies we've seen, what we like, and what's new to theaters.
Exactly in that order, yes.
So let's kick it off with what's new to streaming this week.
Very exciting week, as we've discussed earlier.
Yes, very exciting. If your excitement level likes to stay around a 3 on a scale of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your week.
This is your week. Not a lot of exciting things.
Yeah.
So we have Henry Cavill ending his run in Netflix's series The Witcher. So we have the second half of the third season dropping on tomorrow.
Wow.
Tomorrow.
Wow. Because this releases on Friday, is it? Or
No. Oh.
tomorrow from our recording date? So
It dropped
it's
2
days
Wednesday.
ago. Yeah,
It's available.
2 days ago.
Watch
Go watch
it now.
Yeah.
Go watch it now. So yeah, Liam Hemsworth takes over the role of Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
I honestly have never seen an episode.
Me neither, and I probably won't start. I'm good.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. I think I'm a little bit more excited for, on a less excitement scale, is Twisted Metal.
Yeah. Excited's definitely a word for it. I'm curious. I'm not sure how well they can make this work. Last time I played Twisted Metal, I was 8 years old, and I barely understood what was going on. All I saw was car crashes, and that excited my little brain. I don't know how that translates to a TV show.
Yeah. I mean, most video game adaptations are just by default bad.
Yeah, you can expect that. I don't think it's going to be like a Last of Us type scenario.
No. I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
But that drops on the 27th. That's available now. That's on Peacock. So yeah, our NBC overlords will appreciate that. One show that I actually have seen, and that I am even more excited for, is the new season 4 of Harley Quinn on, I'm just going to say it and get it over with, on Max.
Yeah.
On Max, not HBO.
Yeah, the service formerly known as.
You've seen Harley Quinn, right?
I have seen the first 6 episodes and thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a great time, and I hope to one day have the attention span to sit down and watch more.
Fair. I mean, it is more of an adult, oriented animation, but yeah, it's really funny and just does things with the DC characters that you don't really get to see on the silver screen when they play in theaters. So yeah, it's just fun and weird.
Yeah.
I like fun and weird.
Good to have a place where writers can run around with these ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just bad at watching TV in general. As the show goes on, you'll all see that I'm more of a movie guy. But yeah. Off the first 6 episodes of the first season, I would recommend it.
Sure.
I guess that's the Tyler stamp of approval.
Listen, it's getting a 4th season, so people like it.
Yeah.
There is a movie that is actually dropping this week on streaming.
Oh my God.
I know, everyone get excited.
Wow.
You probably don't remember this because you're a little bit on the younger side, but back in the 90s, people were obsessed with Beanie Babies. So Apple TV and the amount of money that it has to just make whatever decided to make a movie called The Beanie Bubble, which drops on Friday, today, the episode you're watching, the 28th.
Yeah.
Listen, we'll get used to all the times and dates. We'll figure this out. This is episode 1, right?
Yeah, we have kinks to work out. Give us time.
We're working out our kinks. But The Beanie Bubble, it's all about how basically this became a giant thing. And, it all collapsed.
It's the first Bitcoin, if you think about it. It's this alternate,
like this.
alternate currency type thing, investing in this, ridiculous gimmick.
True story. I had a cousin who was obsessed with it and did, just as you say, invest and made it a business to buy every single Beanie Baby out there, like one of each, and then the idea was to sit on it for X amount of years and then sell them and make a lot of money.
You don't get invited to
didn't happen.
his 3 mansions anymore?
Finally, my favorite thing that is being released on streaming this week.
Yes.
And I think it's probably yours.
Absolutely.
You want to tell our audience, what is the best thing that's coming to streaming this week?
The best thing coming to streaming this week is How To with John Wilson on Max.
Final season.
Final season. After this, they're done. But I don't know how you would describe this. It's like a documentary series, but there's like, he narrates you the whole episode, taking you through. I don't know. It's a different thing every episode.
Yeah, he's like this filmmaker in New York City who finds a topic or finds something to just tell the story of.
Yeah.
It could be a story of scaffolding. Like, here's all the scaffolding that is in New York, and you learn about that, and you learn about the people that build it and why they. It's so bizarre. It's very quirky. It's very much its own thing, and I think it sets itself apart from a lot of other docuseries by being to the point and just seriously funny.
Yeah. It's very stream of consciousness, and the way that, we'll start with one topic and then we'll go through the episode as his curiosity develops, and we'll just like chase that until I guess it's illogical end.
It feels almost it's like the Seinfeld of docuseries in that sense that it's really about nothing, but it's about kind of everything.
I suppose the subject of the show is John Wilson's own curiosity for the world around him. And you can see that with his camera work. He's always picking up the smallest details.
And the camera is essentially his eye.
Yes,
throughout
exactly.
the whole series.
I don't really know if there's a way to like conclusively describe this. I think you just have to take the plunge with episode 1.
Yeah.
I'm bad with watching TV, so this caught. I rewatched the entire show maybe 4 times.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
If he's watched it 4 times, you can watch it once.
Come on now.
Final season of How To with John Wilson drops on Max on the 28th.
Momentous event, yes.
Yes. So now, this is the part of the episode where we dive into movies and ideas and shows that we've seen recently that we like. Things that might not necessarily be new to streaming, but are streaming, or we've caught it on, home Blu-ray or DVD or VHS for the old school. But it's things that you could easily find that aren't necessarily new.
Yes, we're trying to help.
Sometimes they can be.
We're trying to curate your streaming catalog.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are highlights that you might enjoy.
Yeah. So, Tyler, do you want to go first?
I'm sure you want me to go first since you're so curious with my mysterious picks.
That's right.
Okay. Well,
Tyler didn't share with me what his picks are.
No.
But I shared with him mine, so I'm very curious.
I had time to prepare. So I was thinking about doing a themed double feature for my picks. I was thinking like, Oppenheimer and Barbie came out. I can do like, I don't know, Shin Godzilla or Threads, and like Lars and the Real Girl, which is a very different movie about Ryan Gosling playing with a doll. But I want to make this very valuable. So I picked 2 movies that I have not stopped thinking about since I saw them. And the first pick is a release from last year called Vengeance. I don't know if you saw this. This is the film that
BJ Novak?
Yes.
Loved it.
Wrote, directed, probably produced as well, stars in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wrote it off for a long time because I thought it was, an annoying podcaster movie. Yeah,
I've never been a BJ Novak guy.
Me neither. I really only know him for Ryan from The Office and those books that were like cluttering the Target's clearance racks.
I don't even know about the books, but
he's
Vengeance, that is one heck of a debut as a filmmaker.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we were to run down the plot, the summary is this podcaster gets a phone call from a family saying that, hey, this girl that you were really close with died of an overdose. He wants you to come to the funeral. In reality,
the family thinks that he was her boyfriend.
Yes, and in reality, they only slept together like maybe twice, and he barely remembers her name. So he decides to kind of milk this mystery. Some people think that's a murder, and turn into a podcast that will get him famous.
Yeah.
I guess that's the plot. Ashton Kutcher's in it, and he is amazing.
Ashton Kutcher probably gives the best performance of his career in that movie. Which, not to say a lot about Ashton Kutcher, no offense. But, he's incredible in it.
He's great.
He's great. Yeah, he's really good. Cool.
I don't want to spoil the ending or anything, but there's a pretty cool tonal shift with this character.
Definitely.
Yeah, I only bring it up because this is a movie that I feel like uniquely has its finger on the pulse of something going on in our society, which is the ongoing pressure for younger people or people on social media to document their lives, like, prove their existence.
Yeah. Well, capitalizing on everyone's obsession with true crime.
Exactly, yeah, or like documenting you like trying to become a famous like songwriter or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of any other film that I've seen cover this subject with such nuance.
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
Where can people check it out at?
It is on Prime.
Okay.
I think it's been on Prime ever since its release.
All right, rock and roll.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with an older film that I have had on my radar for decades, and I just kept putting it off, that I finally bit the bullet and watched it over the weekend. And it is the 1988 Dutch-French thriller The Vanishing, directed by George Sluizer. I probably totally mispronounced that.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
He's not watching, it's fine.
Yeah.
Incredible film that had me absolutely, like, it's nightmare fuel for
anyone with loved ones.
Anyone with loved ones. I mean, the whole idea is this young couple, they stop at a gas station while on a road trip, busy gas station, and his girlfriend goes missing. She goes missing, and what follows is his obsession with finding her, and we also, surprisingly to me, I don't want to give too much away, but the movie definitely shifts, and you see things from the perspective of the man responsible for the missing woman, and it is just absolute nightmare fuel, super intense, and just really upsetting, with an ending that is not the best. I mean, it's a great ending. It just is really it's a downer. It's an absolute downer.
It's an ending that carries with you. I often think of this film when I'm like leaving someone like in a parking lot while going to run a quick errand.
Yeah. What if you came out and they weren't there anymore?
Yeah. What if they had vanished?
What if they had vanished? Yeah. So.
Really upsetting. Definitely a movie I think about more than I wish to.
Yeah. And it was remade like 5 years later by the same writer and director. Starred Jeff Bridges, Kiefer Sutherland.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I was satisfied with the original.
Apparently it's not that good. But anyways, you should check out the original. It's on the Criterion channel app.
Which is worth subscribing to.
It is.
For anyone that hasn't.
Or having a friend that'll give you their password.
Yep.
Thanks, Mark. What's the other movie that you want to talk about?
Oh, I actually have a little two-parter. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
I snuck a third film in there. We are doing Police Story 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah, directed by Jackie Chan.
Sure.
Stunts coordinated by Jackie Chan.
He's
Co-written by Jackie Chan and starring Jackie Chan.
Wait, I thought. Oh, it's Jackie. He's in it though.
Oh yeah. He's the top cop.
It's his story.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on Max right now. There's the Tyler camera. Hi. And I think it's probably the best introduction for anyone that's not familiar with like Hong Kong action films.
Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very frustrating type of film to be into because so little of those come over, to the States. But
man, they are so fun. I remember like watching, I think Rumble in the Bronx was like the first one that really hit for me as like a Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah. And
I remember just watching the stunts and the choreography and all the things that he does with his body and what is around him on set. It's insane.
It's almost suicidal. Have you ever seen Police Story 1 and 2?
I have not.
I am willing to wager that it is the best action films that you can find on Max right now.
Cool.
It is endlessly entertaining.
All right, good to know. All right, we'll end this staff picks sequence with a newer movie. It actually just dropped this weekend, and it is on Netflix, and it's called They Clone Tyrone. And let me tell you, early contender for like favorites of the year. It's really, really good. The movie stars Jamie Foxx and John Boyega and Tiana Parrish, and it is hilarious. It's filled with style. It is just one of the most just fun rides that you can have while sitting on your couch and not at a theater while everyone's going to see Barbenheimer. But great movie. It essentially is around a couple of people that get caught up in a small that expands into a large conspiracy. I don't want to give too much away. It's such a fun movie, and I watched it without knowing anything, and it's best that you guys just check it out without knowing much. But man, it is so fun. It has like vibes of Jordan Peele with Get Out. The social message behind it is really important, sad, hilarious, and scary, because it's you could probably see this happening, which is not a good thing. But you know, again, I have to talk circles around this movie because it's best that you go in as blind as possible. But check it out; it's on Netflix. They Clone Tyrone. Awesome movie of the year. I
went to go watch it last night, but it's been the whole thing with the Netflix ending the password sharing.
Oh, you got cut off.
Yeah, I'm cut off, so I have to figure out a solution for that.
Okay, all right.
I don't know.
Well, since we're doing this for the station, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe there's a
NBC 12
password out there that we could use.
Come on, guys.
Last is a great way to transition. New to theaters. Just mentioned it a moment ago.
Nothing really came out. So that's a dry weekend.
Not a lot happened at the theater this past week.
No, it's not a historic weekend for theaters at all.
Barbenheimer. It's taking the world by storm.
Yep. Yeah. It's. I think both of my screenings completely sold out. Even the very front row for Oppenheimer, which, if you're stuck with only the front row
on an IMAX screen,
you probably want to wait a weekend or so.
No, thank you. Yeah, I unfortunately have not seen either, but I've been living vicariously through everyone's joy and excitement in the newsroom.
I will be the resident expert for Barbenheimer weekend, I suppose, since I saw both films.
Good stuff.
I saw Barbie first, which is definitely the way to go if you're doing the double feature. Do not see Oppenheimer first. And Barbie it's fun. If you want to have fun with Barbie, you will have fun with Barbie. It is kind of a mess though, and it does feel a little, I don't know. So much of the movie is devoted to gender theory and feminist politics, which is totally fine, but I mean, this is a commercial. I don't think that you can use Andrea Dworkin to sell Barbie toys. Greta Gerwig has a lot of great ideas on the idea of Barbie and what that means to other people, but it feels it feels disappointing to know that every idea that Greta Gerwig has to end up defending the idea of the toy and like the ultimate beauty standard. But Ryan Gosling dances around. I had fun. I laughed. Everyone in the theater laughed. It's not really for children though. Most of the kids in my theater, like 10 and under, very bored. There's a lot of talking.
Speaking of talking, I heard conversations shot on IMAX are quite thrilling.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
3-hour talk fest. But an incredible one.
Movie of the year. I mean, this is probably Nolan's best film. I can't think of anything that's floored me that he's made like this has. Maybe the last hour, I was more or less speechless. It's all of his best artistic impulses and none of his bad ones. If you're confused by Tenet, don't worry. This is very easy to follow.
That's good to know. This weekend, however, a little bit different. Not a lot of excitement. We're probably going to see Barbie and Oppenheimer at the top of the box office again.
Yeah, I'm going to go out and see Oppenheimer a second time this weekend.
Well, then, there you go. But we do have a couple of new movies. Haunted Mansion, it's an adaptation of Disney's theme park ride, or it's an adaptation to the original movie or a remake. I don't know.
This does not seem anything like the original film.
The cast in this is pretty incredible, though.
Yeah.
I will give it that. Great cast. Jamie Lee Curtis, Keith Stanfield. There's a lot of great people
Wilson.
in it. Owen Wilson.
He's like a priest type thing.
Right, right.
It costs, I think, $180 million to make.
That's too much.
It is too much. I don't know what Disney's doing.
Okay. Burning money.
I guess so. I don't really know if they have money
them.
to spend. They could give it to writers and actors, but
that's an idea.
Maybe that's asking too much for Disney. I'm sorry.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we do have one movie this weekend that actually seems pretty interesting.
Yeah, one to actually see.
Talk to Me, which is this Australian horror movie from Danny and Michael Philippou.
YouTubers.
Really?
Yeah, they had a YouTube channel where they would do outlandish things.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, if you're gonna see some movies at the weekend, you're probably gonna see Barbie or Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
But
Talk to Me seems to have a lot of buzz. A lot of people are saying it's already the scariest film of the year. Not a lot of competition other than, I guess, Evil Dead, which
if you want
is
to be
also
scared,
a fun
go
time.
check it out.
Yeah, I hope to be creeped out.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I will be there.
Well, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next episode of 12 About Movies with Tyler and Todd.
Have a good one.